sometimes when you meet somebody, Jesus will present them in a way that kind of can throw you off, probably can kind of throw you off in a way that we'll see if you continue to get to know that person, or if you go off of that way that he had them be perceived to you the first time, which might be completely off par with how you think that they are or thought that they would be. Sometimes he does that to throw us off, right? To see how we're gonna treat them. Are we gonna go off of just that first and like never try to get to know deeper? We already have an idea of what they're like and we're basing it off of that one time or just those couple times that they perceived this one way? Or are we going to continue getting to know them and look deeper behind that first time? Sometimes he does trick us to see what we do, with that, because there are a lot more layers to us, right? Like, when sometimes maybe that person is nervous, maybe they took an edible before they met you and didn't tell you, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, you just never know. First, it always is when you're getting to know somebody, like, you're not full-fledged who you truly are, right? Your guard's a little up, you're just getting to know people, like, you're just not the same as you would be around somebody that you've known your whole life right off the bat, right? You wouldn't show your goofy side, you wouldn't show when, like, there's different, like, who I am. When, like, I was raised around, like, all boys, so I look girly, but I do not know how to be a girl. I just don't. I other than like being nurturing and other ways, and like, but I don't ball when it comes to being a girl. Like, when I try to be girls and stuff, they just don't get me. They just don't get me because I know how to talk like a guy, not a girl. I just, what is what it is. But I also know how to be classy too. So, but around like certain people, you gonna be more in your could be more in your feminine, like a little bit more lax. So you're not really observant. You're more like, I don't want to say ditzy, but your thinking's just not on as much, because certain people you're very safe and you're feminine. I'm gonna show up differently unless, like, if I'm in an environment where I need to be competitive, like, that alley is gonna be way different, or I'm gonna be a different person, like who I show up as now, as opposed to if I see somebody, if I need to save a kid in a lake, like if I'm going to be helping somebody push a car, like, then you got that tough alley. It just kind of depends. Like, certain environments you're in, you're gonna show up, you just show up differently each day around every environment you're in. So it's really hard to gauge people and going off one meet or one scenario, because we're just so much more complex than that, right? We're so much more complex. Like, there's so many sides to us. Every day you're gonna get a new version of someone. You know what I mean? Like, I'm every version of me that I've ever been, good or bad. You know what I'm saying?